And then we have this other group here, right? We're feeling like now we have to raise every flag out there. And then we forget about the unchurched. and instead of being passionate about how can I serve my community in a way that I'm rubbing shoulders with people that don't believe like me.
And that kind of presents a problem for us, because if individuals can take off masks, if they receive the full vaccine, but we can't ask them.
Yeah.
Because those are privacy health issues.
Yeah.
Hello, Texas Conference. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of TEXTalk. We're so excited that you have tuned in for more news and updates from around the Texas Conference. I'm your host, and guess what? We have a new season, and I've got a new co-host, our new president, Elton DeMoraes. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Kenn.
Thank you. Welcome to the Texas Conference.
Hey, it's good to be back.
Yes, you're probably going to hear this like a bunch of times. Welcome to be back. Welcome for joining us, but we're excited that you're here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to serve the Texas Conference now as your president. And been in this office, I worked in this office here for many years, for probably almost 7.5 years. And now to return, it feels like a homecoming.
Well, we're grateful that you're here, and we've got a lot of things to talk about. As you can see, our new set here. This is our constituency set. We're still in the set today. We're gonna be filming from here for a little while. But we want to just talk about constituency, the updates, the things that came out of it. Wow, that was our first virtual constituency session. Yes. 21 sites. And I have to say it was probably more like 26, because we have our interpreters that were at different sites as well. But we had these sites for the churches. We had tornado warnings.
3 places.
3 places. Yeah. We had lightning hit one of the churches here. Here in Alvarado, we had crazy weather that was going on. Yeah. But beside all of that, the business of the Lord still went forward.
Yeah. You know, Ken, this... by the way, I love the site. I love this place. You know, the blue and this new background here. It's I really like that. You know, so biennial constituency, right? This is 59 conferences around the division, and Texas is the only one that has a biennial constituency session. So that was created, many years ago. I still remember with NVR, Nameless Valley Ranch, when that was decided to have this biennial constituency session. So it is always a time for the folks to come together to hear about reports, the progress of the conference. So, but how do you do that during the pandemic? How do you bring 1,600 plus delegates together in a safe way? Mm-hmm. So I commend your department, your leadership, and with our pastors, our staff, and to try to pull together this first virtual hybrid constituency session. So my hats off to you guys. A lot of equipment involved, a lot of personnel involved, but and you know what? It was we learned a lot.
Yes,
we learned a lot, and we were able to carry the main business, which was to present the main reports to our constituents.
Yeah, what goes on behind the scenes and these things is it's a lot, and we want to thank also the Secretariat's office for the communication of going out to the churches and to the pastors and to the delegates as well. But one of the things that if you're not into technology and if you don't understand the production process, there's a lot that goes into it. And because there's a lot that goes into it, there's a lot that can go wrong. So we had some hiccups, but we learned from it. And I think that this is a model to move forward with some town halls, so that we can share information with our areas in a better way than possibly even having a biennial, having this thing in between sessions where I think that it would be beneficial, where we can become, we share information, we get close, target different, locations, and kind of do a town hall setting for the, with a smaller group. I think, it can work. It can work.
It sure can. I'm very, some people ask me at the end, were you disappointed? I said, not at all. Because, failure for us is an opportunity.
That's it.
I'm not afraid of, we did this and it could have been done better. Well, none of us knew what to expect. Mm-hmm. So I celebrate what we're able to accomplish. I celebrate all the things we learned, and now we can move forward. And now we know what we need in order to have this type of virtual meetings.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting because I think we're not going to be able to go back to what the type of church we had before. Now we need to learn how to keep integrating technology so that we can keep connecting with our 64,000 constituents.
Amen.
In around this field.
Yeah.
This field is huge.
Yes.
You've been traveling all around this field, and I remember as secretary driving 60,000 miles a year, being A1 plus on Southwestern Airlines, because you need to get to the field. Now, we can narrow this by using this type of communication, making sure that our people knew what's going on here and in God's kingdom here in Texas.
Yeah, and I think something Randy will like about all of that is that we're going to be saving money.
Yeah.
Thousands upon thousands of dollars by using this means to communicate and still get the message across, build trust, build a rapport, so that individuals know exactly what's going on and what's happening. Mm-hmm. So with that, what are some of the highlights that you saw from this last session that we had?
I think the main highlight is the resilience of our people, to come together and look at this as an opportunity, and then their patience. They were all patient and waiting for all the things to take place, the technology to come together. So I really want to say thank you to all of our members, those who were part of our constituency there on Sunday, our pastors that were helping us, being our hands on the ground. And so that to me was the number one thing, the resilience of our people. They were there, they understood, they were working together. I think number two is for the ability to convey the reports, the ability to be able to convey. I think when we learned, how to listen, we had some hiccups with hearing what other people were saying. But it was ability to convey the reports. They were able to ask questions. They had the reports in their hands. So I think the number two. And then number three is, again, the opportunity to use this type of means to disseminate information. So I think that, to me, were the three main highlights.
Yeah. I just want to say to the tech teams at all of these churches, thank you.
Yeah.
We had 3 meetings of tech checks, and we had some hiccups in those meetings, but then we saw that we're a lot better. And I'm so proud of all of the communication teams at the local churches, the tech teams, the video, audio guys. It's not easy.
No.
This is not easy, but you guys did it. You guys
Yeah.
did it. Thank you for the hard work, the time, working after hours.
On a Sunday.
Yes. And
they're all volunteers.
Correct.
They're all volunteers.
Yes. And, for individuals that have not seen the reports, the video reports, you can go to our YouTube channel and see all of the departmental reports. We have a playlist there that you can watch all of them. And also in your book is the written report for all of the directors. Now, switching gears recently, the CDC put out guidelines for it's kind of confusing. Because on one hand, they're saying if you receive the full vaccine, that you don't have to wear masks indoors and outdoors. But the problem is that we don't know who has received the full vaccine. And so that presents kind of a challenge to us in our churches that we'll talk about in a second. But just for our viewers, just to let you know that the majority of the people in Texas are not. They did not receive it, and there is some hesitancy. And if you want to check out our video that we did a number of weeks back on when we had a subject matter expert come and talk about the vaccine and also COVID, check that out. That's in one of our episodes. But only 32% of Texans have received the full vaccination. And that kind of presents a problem for us, because if individuals can take off masks if they receive the full vaccine, but we can't ask them. Because those are privacy health issues.
Yeah, it's and you said correctly. It's confusing. It's creating a lot of confusion out there, because folks, what happens is this: folks, they're just hearing you don't have to wear masks anymore.
Right.
They don't hear in the other part that says if you were fully vaccinated. So we as organization, we're going to keep, standing with the CDC guidelines. And we also, we are telling our people that if you don't feel safe, or if you have not been fully vaccinated, that you continue to wear masks when you come to our churches. We're asking our employees to continue to wear masks also, because we cannot ask if they've been fully vaccinated or not. So it's a trust system. It is a trust system. And the idea, again, is that we want to keep our places, our churches safe for people to keep worshiping. We want to have in-person worshiping. We don't want our people to get sick, but also we don't want to get into the middle of all the political that wearing mask or not wearing mask. We just want to keep following CDC guidelines and hope and praying that folks will just trust and the honor system.
And also the governor of Texas put out an executive order, and some people are like, what did he say in the executive order? I just so happen to, I like reading those kind of things, so it may be a little
rainy
boring.
day.
It may be a little boring, but basically what he said was for all the state government buildings and things like that, and public school system, that they're not going to mandate mask wearing, and they don't want. They actually told them to reduce and get rid of that. But we want our churches to know, and our schools to know, and our members and our employees to know that the governor gives us the option of having recommendations, gives us the ability to make policies that are not in controversy with the executive orders that are put out. So with that being said, he also put in there that the school system, which was a little confusing, the government will follow the school system, which is Texas Education Association, will follow their guidelines. Well, their guidelines are saying that they're going to still remain masked for the remainder of the school year, and also that our schools, a message from our VP of Education basically stating that there's only a couple weeks left of school, so they're just going to go ahead and finish out this school year. Correct. And so with that, now that we're with an understanding that we want to remain safe, keeping the mask on is a recommendation that we're saying to our members. Hey, if you don't feel safe, continue to do what you're doing. If you're not fully vaccinated, then go ahead and follow the guidelines. That's what they say. But we're telling our employees, continue doing what we have been doing, because we can't ask the question if you've been fully vaccinated. And so therefore, it seems as though we're right where we were before.
Yes, and without a lot of guidelines on how to proceed. And we see this all over the place. We see this, airlines now are saying, now, what do we do? And some airlines are saying now, if you don't have the vaccine, you cannot work for us and all that. So it creates some nebulous thinking of what to do next. So for us, it's just simply like this. Our employees, we're asking them to continue wearing masks. Our members follow CDC guidelines. If you have not been fully vaccinated, please wear a mask. We're not going to be asking our people at the door, are you vaccinated or not? No, we're not going to be doing that. It's just that we're gonna, our people should be always above board in those things. And so we just trust that they will do the right thing.
Yeah. And then just to let our churches know and our pastors and employees that we still have our stages. So if there is an outbreak in church, we will have to go back to those things just because we're not out of a pandemic.
Yeah. And I think, Ken, it's important to emphasize is this. We don't want to create a culture where we're asking people, are you vaccinated or not? Mm-hmm. So let's make sure that folks understand that. That is a trust system. We cannot be asking that. There's a HIPAA laws, privacy laws. So we want to make sure that our folks understand, our pastors, volunteers, that we cannot be asking folks if we see people not wearing a mask, have you been vaccinated or not? Please don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And as we think about the year coming to an end, the summers will be upon us. It seems like this weather is kind of not telling us summer is coming anytime soon, but we know it's coming. But with this time of the year is graduation.
Wow, look at that.
And I think you have a graduate in your home.
I do. My daughter is graduating from KAES here in Kenn, 8th grade. And she was just a baby yesterday.
Wow.
I blinked and now she's an 8th grader going to high school. And I'm sure that a lot of parents right now feel the same way, that either your kid are graduating kindergarten, you're like, what happened? Or 8th grade, or he's a senior going now into college, or even graduating college. Mm-hmm. All these seasons of life that we see that say, wow, what just happened here? But another proof that Jesus is at the door, because the seasons are going so fast. And we believe that Jesus is at the door pretty soon. So we celebrate with all of you, all of your, those that are graduating, celebrate with us as well, with me and my wife. It's a season to celebrate. All the accomplishments out there, all the years studying and the GPAs and all that, It's coming to an end or continuing for others in different stages of their educational life.
And for our teachers and principals,
they cannot just, especially this year, it was so crazy. I'm sure that they are looking forward to the summer. So I also want to say thank you to our principals, teachers out there. We appreciate you all so much for the way you handle yourself and were adapting during this season. So our prayers are with you that you enjoy a restful and well-deserved summer.
And I say that, our teachers, please go take a cruise in Texas.
That's right.
When you talk about your daughter, on a personal level, tell us a little about your family and your journey. How did it start and end up where you are right now, your personal and spiritual journey?
Wow. Well, Ken, on a personal level, born and raised in Brazil. Right? I'm Brazilian by birth, have lived longer in the States than I have lived in Brazil. Wow. But I came to the States, I was 21 years old, and I still remember coming to this office right here in the corner beside our switchboard here, and visiting with the Hispanic coordinator, where I was just being hired to work at the Houston Center Spanish. And my wife and I were just newlyweds. We got married in Brazil, which, by the way, we grew up in the same church, same town.
Wow.
And so our parents went to school together when they were kids.
Wow.
So there's a lot of history here.
Welcome to Texas.
Yes, right? So we started our ministry in Houston. And from there, went to Houston Central English as an associate pastor, went to Andrews, came back to Texas, working in Tyler as a senior pastor. Then went back to Houston Northwest, and then the office here as church planting director, evangelism director, ministerial director, then executive secretary. Then, of course, went up to the union and all back. So that's been a long journey, and to see and to think that God one day would have said, hey, one day you're going to be working in Texas. I never, in my wildest dreams, I would never thought that would happen. But God is always the one behind all this.
Amen.
God is the one that is, He has this better vision from above. And so I'm in awe of His plans for our lives, and for my life, for my wife's life, for my daughter's life. And so grateful for this journey. And now going through was not easy. As we are going through all the challenges of moving to a new country, learning new languages and all that, because I did not know any Spanish. I did not know any English. I could not even order food in English. So all this, it was not easy. But now that we are on this other side, we see the hand of God every step of the way. Amen. So how God leads. And so all this, it's because of Him.
Wow. That, whenever you hear about someone's journey from one place, and for you it was a different country, to now Texas, and how God, kind of divinely moves you along your journey. It's always amazing to see how much God cares for us.
Yeah. It's Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes.
I know the plans I have for you. Now think about this. When He's saying about that, they're still in Babylon. I say, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You have plans for me, but it's still in Babylon. Mm-hmm. You know what? Yeah, but God will take care of you. Even in the midst of all this that you may be going through right now, God has a better plan. Plans to prosper you, plans to take care of you. So that's how we cling to His promises.
Well, we're grateful for you and your family joining us here at the Texas Conference. Now we're going to play a little game that I call word association. We want to have a little fun since we're on this personal thing.
All right.
So word association.
Hey, take it easy.
When I say a word, because I want you cheating, when I say a word, you say the first word that comes to mind. Okay. NASCAR.
Best sport in the world.
Okay, that was more than one word.
but because it's NASCAR, Okay. Are you a NASCAR fan?
I am not.
You will be. You will become.
They said that when I came to Texas.
Yeah.
But they said I would be a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
And I'm not, because I'm from New Orleans and I'm a Saints fan.
Yeah.
And for all of my members out there and all of the people out there, just remember, the Saints are the only ones in heaven. Amen. So, no, I'm not a NASCAR fan. My wife, when she was growing up, her dad, would take her to see Talladega.
Yeah.
I'm just not. That's not my ministry.
Cup of
That's not my
tea.
ministry.
No. All right.
All right. Here we go. Cowboys.
One day. One day. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay. All right. Tex-Mex.
Awesome food.
Okay. Black socks.
My socks.
I'm going to put a pin on that one. We're going to work on that because, as you can see, I don't wear black socks.
Yeah,
so,
that's I cannot pull it off, man. I've tried.
We'll work with you on that. We'll work with you. I think you and Nathan are kindreds of spirit there. Texans.
Wonderful people, man. And when we came to to Texas, we fell in love right away because that's straight shooters, and they say, yeah, that's right. They pack, right? But straight shooters, and that's what we love about it. In all of our churches, we always have a great relationship because it's not beating around the bushes. They say, say what it is and move on. Yeah. So wonderful people.
All right. Mission.
A command.
And the last one, grace.
We all need it.
Thank you, Elton, for this time. We often think about the journey God carries us through. Mm-hmm. And I think that for this time and this season, God has brought you here. Amen. And we want to thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Kenn.
Texas Conference, thank you again for joining us for another episode. We are so glad that you took the time to tune in. May God bless you as we continue to move through this year. And we look forward to talking with you and reaching out to you again on our next episode. God bless.
you.